Thank you, Yoshi. I feel happy every time I see this text. So this is the Precious Treasury of the Basic Space of Phenomena by Longchen, translated by Chokyi Nyingma. And we're in the 3rd chapter. And just if people don't have context about what this text is, Longchen in the Dzogchen tradition is called the omniscient Longchen. And the view that he has and that he's expressing here is taken by every master as the ultimate view, the perfect expression of the Dharma. And so it's really quite a treasure. And so as we read this now, just realize what you're hearing and try and see if any of it expresses itself in your experience. Is any of what Longchen was talking about there for you? Because he's asserting that it is. But you can verify for yourself. And maybe not all of it will be there at once for you. This is a text you would read many times. Each time maybe something different would stand out. So let's see what stands out today. Let's relax. Just listen. So the underlying meaning is that awakened mind is self-knowing awareness equal to space. It is not within the realm of the imagination, for it defies illustration or description. Naturally lucid and unwavering, the spacious expanse of utter lucidity is not created, but is spontaneously present, with no fixed reach or range. So he's talking about the samayas that we use in this group. So no fixed reach or range means no boundaries. A thought has a boundary. You can tell this because there's a distinction between having a thought and not having that thought, and you know the difference. But in awareness, you'll never find a limitation or an edge or a rough spot or anything like that. And so that's the second samaya of openness, with no center, no limitation, no edge. And spontaneously present means that it has no basis. It doesn't depend on something else to create it. It's not causally inferred. Nothing generates it. It was never created. So knowing that and seeing this awareness, there's no need to look for a second awareness. It's letting you know that awareness itself is enough. Being familiar with just this basic awareness is sufficient. So, Dharmakaya is the spacious domain that is the heart essence of enlightenment. The evidence is that anything can and does arise due to the dynamic energy of awareness. So we talked about this before. And so this is a book about the Dharmakaya, right? So we always talk about things arising in terms of the phenomena, which is one way to talk about it. It's a valid way, no problem. But there's another way of talking about things. So the phenomenal way that you'll see typically is people will start with the existence, or at least the appearance, of a phenomenon. So we'll talk about a tree. We'll talk about a cup. And then we'll use one of the Mahamudra practices that we were talking about, where we'll look at the nature of the tree. And we'll see, well, the nature of the tree is the same mind nature, and therefore the tree doesn't differ from mind. That's very good. But starting with the tree is kind of arbitrary. You can start from the other point. You can start with mind. And so how does mind become a tree? Well, if you're aware of a tree, and you look, what is your actual experience of being aware of a tree? You'll find that it's really just a knowingness. There's a knowing quality that presents itself as knowing a tree. And if you sit with that a little bit, you'll notice that you wouldn't be able to know that tree unless you were aware of that tree. You would have to be seeing the tree, perceiving a tree, aware of a tree, in order to know a tree. Know a tree is present, appearing. So what's happening is that this knowing, the knowing quality of awareness, isn't separable from the appearance. It's not that there is a tree and then it's known. It's that the appearance of the tree is itself the knowing of the tree. There is no knowing without becoming. And so the mind is essentially painting all these things. I don't want to give a sense of agency here, but in order to know them. This is just the means by which the mind knows phenomena. And so in the Dharmakaya is a word that means the basic space, the Dharma Dhatu, plus this energy of transformation called Dang in Tibetan, which is like the ability of a mirror to reflect anything prior to the reflection arising. It's like the potentiality of the mirror. And so what's happening, or at least I might suggest a model that you can look in your own experience and see whether it matches for you, is that the mind is becoming all these perceptions. And therefore, what you're looking at is literally mind. What it seems that you're looking at is all the knowing of whatever is known. It's like a big tautology. It's known because it's known. So that's how to start from the other point. Start with Dharmakaya, and then explain phenomena in terms of Dharmakaya. Okay. So that was everything arising due to the dynamic energy of awareness. Longchen continues, even as it arises, there is no place of arising or anything arising. Yeah, because take our becoming story. So this mind that follows the four samayas, well, it's already known to not have a place. So you're starting with Dharmakaya that doesn't have a place. And if it becomes something, well, did it gain a place? No, that would be impossible. It could never gain a place. Therefore, this seeming arising also does not have a place. If this mind becomes a sensation, did that sensation arise? Well, no, the mind became a sensation. This mind that doesn't change in any way, is completely still, became the appearance of a sensation that is also unchanging and completely still. So nothing could ever arise. It's a very nice way to interact with phenomena. So Longchen says, arising is simply a label, for if examined, it is found to be like space, like mind. Everything being encompassed within a supreme state of equalness, without bias, constitutes the expanse of infinite evenness, which entails no dualistic perception. Yeah, it's the fourth samaya of oneness that we're familiar with. And in this, when we talk about these things, there can be a tendency to want to start explaining phenomena. And it's useful to notice that urge occurring and don't go into that urge. Just observe it. It's a little trap that people sometimes fall into, where they'll learn an analytical system, like, oh, everything is mind, and then use that to start examining phenomena one by one. So the idea of starting with Dharmakaya is to remain within Dharmakaya, remain rooted in awareness. So it's just a natural thing to be aware of.